Now let's get into another topic. Okay, so so this is a Marvel Spider-Man, Marvel Legends. Why are we talking about this? Okay. Um, I wanted to touch based upon this. I mean, I do have some Marvel Legend. I only have like a handful of Marvel Legends and stuff. Like I'm not a hardcore Marvel Legends guy, you know.
Mm.
And but you know, I like Spider-Man. He's like one of my favorite characters in the thing. And when I saw this, like all this for $50, I was like, wow, that looks awesome. Like compared to like what I pay for in Godzilla figures, this is amazing, you know? But I was surprised to see the backlash that they're getting for this. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, Rob. What are your thoughts on this?
I mean, I guess I can understand where the base, like the people who collect the Marvel Legends series, are coming from.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe it's just because, like we were talking about earlier, I'm a Godzilla fan, and $50 and all of that is like a fucking godsend.
Yeah, yeah,
like I I get where they're coming from, but at the same time, like $50 and extra articulation, a whole bunch of accessories that come with stands and alternate hands and the whole 9 yards. I mean, I can see where they're coming from, but I wouldn't be upset just because I know how the other end operates. You know what I mean?
yes, exactly. Yeah,
Like, for that amount of stuff for Godzilla, I mean, I don't know if we've ever gotten something like that for $50. Like with all that.
We haven't, Rob. That's
Oh
the
yeah.
thing.
So
yeah,
it all works out.
yeah. I mean, like, you know, they're paying $50 for a figure and you get all these accessories. We're paying $140 and all we get is like a second pair of hands, you know? And like, yes, I mean, there is you know, it is a complex process in making these figures and stuff, you know what I mean? But like, man, I mean, when I was I told you guys earlier off camera before we got on, but like when I was, putting this show together, like it kind of made me take a step back. It's like, man, like we really are paying a lot for our character, you know what I mean? And like it's just the figure, while company, other the other fandoms, they pay what they pay, you know what I mean? And they get like all these accessories and stuff. Like a normal uh Marvel Legends in a store, it's like what, $30 or something like that, but you get accessories. Like you get accessories with all of them. You know what I mean? But we can't say that with s.h.monsterarts. You know what I mean? Like it's like very rare do we get accessories with our Godzillas, you know?
Yeah. So does anybody else here collect Marvel Legends?
I have a handful of them. Yeah, but I want to
Yeah.
get I really want this Spider-Man but I now in all, like what I'm trying to say, I do not think this is expensive. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think it's a matter of like relative expense, because
Yes.
like I used to be like really into Marvel Legends, and even like now still, like here's my new Nemesis Bath, right? Like this is a brand new release. I used to be very, very into Marvel Legends. And so, for the long time, the price point was $20. That was
Hmm.
the standard Marvel Legends. And then they had some like special ones, like if they had the the likeness of a film actor, maybe it'd be like 22, 23, whatever. But the
Yeah.
price has crept up, right? The price has
Sure.
crept up over time. The standard price now is $25 for a Marvel Legends. It goes up to like 28 if it uses a special likeness, and it'll go even higher depending on what's included in the box. But like bare minimum 25 US dollars. And
Yeah.
so like you can imagine going from something that's like 25 to $30 depending on
Hmm.
the accessories, depending on the likeness, to
Yeah.
$50, right? Like you're talking like as much as a 100% increase in price.
Yeah. Like double. Hmm.
Yeah, so in terms of like absolute cost, I think $50 is totally fine, but that's maybe because we're acclimated. All of us are acclimated to a higher price point for the shit that we want to buy.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
We're so used to paying for these prices for our Godzillas that we look at that and like, wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, but then
Yeah.
like if Godzilla evolved there, if that was a $280 figure with a whole bunch of accessories, then it's like, okay, what are we doing here, right? Like, do
Yeah.
I need all
Yeah.
these accessories, but also like, does it need to be $280? So I think that's the thing that people are freaking out about, is that the relative price is so much higher.
Uh-huh.
And I don't think that Hasbro has done a particularly good job explaining the price point, why it's relatively so much more expensive. And I know that
Yeah.
there have been discussions about it, because like there's a bunch of accessories, yes, there's some really great articulation cuts in there, yes, but you can buy 2 figures for this price. You can buy 2 whole ass figures for this price. The my the biggest thing that I think it could be has to do with the fact that this thing was selling out all over the place. Entertainment Earth
Yeah.
sold out. Big Bad Toy Store sold out. I think Amazon sold out at one point. Like, when everybody was bitching about it online, everybody was
Yeah.
bitching about it, and yet it sold out. Like, it's the weirdest paradox you could think of. And it makes me think that maybe Hasbro just didn't make that many of these, or doesn't plan to make that many of these, and that's why it costs a little bit more,
It
and
was
also why it's
calculated.
sold out
Yeah.
immediately.
Hmm.
But I genuinely don't know. I genuinely don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, man, look.
You know, I was gonna say something. I just happened to be scrolling through Instagram, and I just happened to see a video of, I think it's the Hasbro team or somebody, I don't know, but they were explaining about this figure, how it's made from the ground up, brand new sculpt and all that. But they were making a big deal about that this one doesn't use pins in its joint system. It's all a brand new style of articulation that they've never done before. Is that something that sounds about right with this line?
So they've been doing pinless for about a year and a half now.
Okay.
And so they started integrating it about a year and a half ago, and then they've been getting it more and more. There are still, like, in that live stream today, they ended the show with a 2-pack, and one of the figures still has pins. So it's not something that they've nailed down for all of their molds and all of their releases. I do think that this guy has additional articulation cuts, though, in either the legs or the torso, and I know that
definitely in the toes.
Yes, and then
Yeah.
the forearms are swappable, so that's another cut.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I did miss the stream where they talked about this.
Yeah.
And they I just don't think they've done a very good job, like, explaining why the price point is as high as it is. But I really do think that production size is part of it. It also could be licensing. It could be that Marvel's like, well, if you make it too cheap, then Mafex, then Figuarts, then they're going to be unhappy. So we have to bring it a little bit closer in line with those guys to keep them happy.
Yeah.
It could be that, but as a wise company on Twitter said within the past week, all of these conversations are private and we'll never know.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like I just thought it was just really interesting, you know what I mean? Like, again, as I said, I mean, looking at this, for me, paying what I pay for in God's s.h.monsterarts, I don't think that's expensive.
No, in terms of absolute value, like, no, like, what the fuck, right? Like, that's a breath for sure.
Yeah. Like, it kind of makes me feel like we're getting ripped off. You know what I mean? So, like, really.
I mean, we're also comparing an import versus a domestic release too. So there's that.
True.
Yeah, but man,
I wish that Mechagodzilla was $50.
Yeah.
It was at one point. Not this one, but the other one.
Don't tell me that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And like, with our most affordable line, the Haya toys, I mean, people are like us Godzilla fans, we're happy that we have this line. That's, you know, we have affordable Godzillas and stuff, but still it's $60, and you get or you don't get an extra pair of hands, but it's $60, but we're happy for it, you know? We're
Yeah.
happy with it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And that's its import price too,
Yeah.
because these things sell for like $30 or something like that in China.
Damn.
Yeah. In China, it's even cheaper. Yeah, the only way Hasbro could explain it was either the materials had gone up for the figure, was hot, or the popular along with the license as it does. Yeah, I mean that could be too. I mean, like licensing fees and stuff like that. I mean, how much more expensive is the Godzilla license compared to Marvel, or like a figure like
Ooh.
a character like Spider-Man?
Ooh,
Which is a good question.
I've heard that Toho and Marvel are comparable, if not outright the same.
Jeez.
And they're
Jeez.
high.
Well, and you also have to consider, I think, with Spider-Man, you're also dealing with Marvel and Sony.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yes.
Two
Yes.
companies. Two
Yeah,
greedy companies.
the figures for the last Tom Holland film, what was that, No Way Home? Those were like exceedingly expensive.
I
Yeah.
believe it.
Yeah, because like it's the actor's likeness, right? So like they have to, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
He's got to
then
get some royalties for it, right?
Sony wants their pound of flesh, Marvel wants their pound of flesh. So
Yeah.
those ones were
that is.
like
I was gonna say that is true about likeness rights. If they do the likeness of a character with an actual person, that is extra on top of everything.
yeah.
Because then the actor also has to get royalties from it.
Sure. So I miss it when NECA had Godzilla licensed. They sold figures from 18. Yeah, man, those were many moons ago, man. Like we were
Wouldn't be
living
like
on
that today.
more innocent times, but like it's not like that today, man. Yeah. Jesus. And it's never going back.
Unfortunately, we'd
No.
probably be paying what we're paying for Haya for NECA nowadays.
Yeah. So here's
Yeah.
a figure that's like $50, and like this is what you get. You know what I mean? And I think that Kong's an awesome deal because like you got all new tooling, all new articulation and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So yeah. What do you think? Anybody?
Multi-segmented torso on a Haya Kong figure. Let's fucking
Yes.
go.
Yeah. And also a cut in the thigh, which is new and things. Yeah, this is gonna be awesome, this guy.
The only way this release could have been better is if the Beast Glove and all the Beast Glove parts just came with this one. Then it would have been perfect.
They'll probably do that at some point, like an Ultimate Kong, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, don't give them ideas.
Don't do that.
Alrighty,
They're gonna announce it the day that they drop these versions.
Yeah.
Just like Gravity Beam Ghidorah.
Yeah,
Oh, jeez.
it'll be $10 cheaper.
Yeah.
yeah,
But
and it'll come with more
inexplicably.
stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
and something about it will be slightly better too for some reason.
Yeah.
Sure.